Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to today's DevOps.com webinar, brought to you by Techstrong and Precisely. My name is Cody J. Brown. I'm the host of Techstrong Learning. We have an exciting panel ahead of us, but first, I have just a couple of housekeeping notes. First off, today's session will be recorded, so if you miss any of the discussion or you would like to share with a friend, the on-demand recording will be made available shortly after we conclude the webinar today. If you have any questions for our speakers, we want you to go ahead and submit those using the Q&A tab on the right side of your screen. And that's also where you'll find the chat tab. That's where we want you to engage with your other audience members or just let us know from where you're tuning in. And finally, at the conclusion of our webinar, we will be giving away 4 $25 Amazon gift cards, so be sure to stick around. So our topic today is fueling enterprise data governance with data quality. And I'm joined today by Franco Primavesi, Director of Product Management at Precisely, Michael Sisolak, Senior Sales Engineer at Precisely, and Sue Pollack, Senior Product Marketing Manager at Precisely. So it's my pleasure at this point in time to turn the floor over to our panel members. But thank you all so much for being here with me today.
Welcome everyone to Fueling Data Governance with Data Quality. I'm excited to be able to share a demo of Precisely's industry-leading solution and best practices on this topic, but I first wanted to introduce you to Precisely for those of you who do not know us. Precisely is the global leader of data integrity. With decades of experience in developing and delivering software and strategic services to data-driven customers, we operate across multiple industries worldwide and are proud to work with most of the world's largest organizations. We work with 97 of the Fortune 100 and have a very robust partner ecosystem. So what is data integrity? There has been no consistent definition of data integrity that the market all uses, and the definitions out there often focused on collections of technical capabilities related to data quality. But that's not good enough. Today's businesses need a definition of data integrity based on their need for data that is not just accurate and consistent, but also rich in context, including location data. And that's why Precisely has redefined data integrity as data with maximum accuracy, consistency, and context for confident business decision-making. We believe that data integrity is a journey that spans the entire data lifecycle. Starting on the left, from integration, connecting today's infrastructure with tomorrow's technology to unlock the potential of all your enterprise data, to verification, like quality and governance, that enables teams to understand, make accessible, and govern your data for greater confidence in business decisions with data that's accurate, consistent, and complete. Adding in location intelligence to analyze location data for enhanced and actionable business insights and superior outcomes, and data enrichment that powers decision-making with expertly curated, up-to-date business, location, and consumer data. And then finally, engagement capabilities that create seamless, personalized, and omni-channel communications on any medium, anytime. Recently, Precisely extended its data integrity reach with the acquisition of Infogix. Products and services that expand our data integrity expertise now include data governance and data catalog capabilities, where you can discover context, quality, and trustworthiness through metadata. Operational data quality, which is reconciling data in motion as it moves across data sources to ensure high-quality data flows through complex environments. Self-service data prep and analytics that allows data analysts to quickly acquire, prep, and analyze quality data. And strategic services, which brings consultative expertise and guidance to align goals and objectives to ensure ROI. But even with our powerful data governance capabilities, we realize that the point of data governance is not data governance. We find that overwhelmingly, the drivers for data governance include more accurate reporting and compliance, better analytics and insights, and improving operational performance, shooting for operational excellence. So the true point of data governance is delivering business outcomes and connecting business goals, objectives, and value with measured impacts and risks. The value of data governance is to deliver the right data to make the right decisions at the right time. And data quality is that fuel. So what are we hearing from data leaders to support this? A recently released survey conducted by Drexel University's LeBeau Center for Business Analytics in conjunction with Precisely found that the #1 value of 83% of mature data governance programs was improved data quality. By the way, you can request a copy of this recently released survey at the link we will share at the end of this webinar. We're also proud that Precisely has been recognized by top analysts to uniquely address this need. Precisely has been placed in the Data Quality Leader Quadrant 15 consecutive times, and now with the Infogix acquisition, we have been recognized as a leading data governance solution in the 2021 Forrester Wave on data governance solutions. Forrester noted that our key differentiator is that Precisely is a top choice for clients looking for a well-rounded governance solution with solid data quality capabilities. So let's get to the demo to give you a look under the hood at the symbiotic relationship of data governance and data quality. In our demo of Data 360 Govern, we will highlight #1, how data governance and data quality builds trust in data enterprise-wide. Today, we'll be showing you how Precisely Data 360 Govern is now natively integrated with Precisely Trillium to bring visibility around real-time data quality and data governance metrics and rules. We'll show you how accurately measuring business value is dependent on integrated data governance and data quality. We'll show you how collaborative data governance fosters greater data quality by bringing together subject matter experts for more robust insights and outcomes, and how our flexible and easily followed workflow can request, monitor, and audit data changes, resulting in greater confidence and accountability around data quality. I'm going to turn it over to Mike for the demo. Mike?
Thank you. So here we have the Precisely Data 360 Govern interface, and we're going to talk about how data quality can support and fuel data governance. So in this interface, I'm going to pull up a particular asset, and with this asset comes a lot of information. This will have information about attributes and characteristics that are important for just understanding what I have. There's some property information that's available. In addition to that, there's also where this is mapped to, and then there's some postal code profiling information. Now, profiling information is powerful because that gives you kind of a finger on the pulse of what's going on with the data. You can see here there's some historical views over time, of course. There's information on things like min, max, mode, mean, standard deviation, the shape of the data. Again, very powerful and very important information to include with that asset. Now, in addition to that, we can take a look at the scoring of this. So when we say scoring, we're talking about how much do we trust this particular item. And in this case, there's two different views you want to look at. One is a governance score, and a governance score applies to how much do we trust this within regards to how well it's been vetted and how certified is this piece of information. So if you're thinking about a critical data element or a key data element and you want to certify it for a report, let's say, you want to make sure that it has a high governance score. That means that the right people, subject matter experts and stakeholders have taken a look at this, and the business stewards have done what they're supposed to do, and it is a certified asset. And on the right side, you can see the history over time. So how long did it take to become a certified asset and what calculation is used? So you can weight this depending, you can adjust the weight of what's more important to you with regards to this governance score. Now, the data quality score works in a similar way, but here we're taking quality information and using that, which actually is looking at the actual data. And here it's classified by one data quality dimension, consistency. And here you can also have a history of the quality level over time. This is how much can I trust that information from a quality perspective. Is this the right critical data element to put on this report, as an example? And the calculation for this can be weighted as well, and you can decide, that's all configurable, and you can decide how you want to weight that information. Now, looking at this from a visual perspective, more from a diagram perspective, we can see that we have a lineage diagram. This will allow us to see what this is connected to. So this postal code, this happens to be a column as part of a data view. And in this case, we can see that there's information that it connects to a particular business term. So postal code connects to and this allows you to see that connection to the business side. A lot of times organizations without a mature data governance journey are looking more towards having this done in spreadsheets perhaps, or maybe managed by someone, maybe some tribal knowledge or something like that. So as you mature and you want visibility and sustainability, you want to be able to have this information available for the appropriate people to see. Now, the other kind of diagram I want to look at here is an impact diagram. What does this particular item touch? What other things does it touch? And one of them here is a Trillium Business Rule Library. Now, we haven't talked about where the quality comes from. In this case, for this webinar, we're talking about that the quality comes from Trillium. And we have an integration between Data 360 Govern and Trillium that allows this information to be bidirectional. So it's powerful. When someone creates a rule in plain English in Govern, that rule gets pushed to or published to Trillium. Someone will write the rule. Someone with more of a technical business data steward will write the actual rule in Trillium. And now, writing a rule in Trillium, I'm going to show you in a little bit, is very easy. And you can see that if I open this rule in a new tab, that this information is the actual data quality rule we're going to talk about, and then you can write a rule in Trillium based on this information. So it'll have a description, it'll have the repository, data quality dimensions, and that's important. We can also see the rule results for this. Now, the reason I'm showing you this before I go to Trillium is I wanted you to see there's total rows, rows passed, rows failed, passing fraction, etc. When I go to Trillium, I can see that same rule, postal code check, and you can see it in the top. There's your passing fraction, your rows, pass count, failed count. Of course, the total rows will add up to the same. So this rule, which was created in Trillium, will actually be very easy for someone to create. So this rule was written by me, but of course it could be a business user. It shows you the failing information. So this is where you cross over from metadata into more a combination of metadata and data, as likely with a data quality tool. In addition, to create this rule, you can see the data quality dimension, called a category here, and we also have rule priority, the original expression, and if I hit this little white pencil, you can see that we have an expression builder. It has various functions which are very spreadsheet-like, so it's like creating a formula in Excel. Here we can see attributes that are part of this, literals, and of course the operators. And if I'm not sure what any of these attributes or functions do, I can come to this little white question mark. It opens up context-specific help, which brings me right to this expression builder. I can look at functions. Let's look at string functions. And I can go right to length and see not only the description of it, but I have a syntax a statement, a couple of syntax statements, and an example as well. So if I'm not sure what something does, I can easily go here and refer to that information. Now, once this has been run, this information gets passed back in an automated fashion back into Govern. Now, this integration takes place. It can be on a timely basis. It can also be kicked off via a workflow as well. So once that information comes back, we can take a look at our original postal code item, and we have that information available. The rules support, so you have your governance quality, you have your data quality support in here, and then now looking back at this, I'm going to take a step up and look at the parent of this, which I went through these breadcrumbs at the top, and this will show us the information that the SQL that was used to create it. As you can see, not limited to SQL. Perhaps it was, it could have been other types of applications or code that created this. but you can see the SQL used to create this, as well as the columns and the governance score and data quality score for those columns, depending on any data quality information that's available. And you can see our postal code information. There's the 72.5% that we had seen earlier. Now, a lot of times people want to be able to take action on this, and there's a big pink take action button, and that's perfectly fine. You can actually take action and request a data set. So in other words, I'd like to request access for this. This will help you with your data sharing agreements and take ownership and control of who's accessing data. So if someone's certifying a report, let's say, you want to make sure that they're using the right data and they're putting the right critical data elements on those reports. You don't want to see that information come from any other source, or be from a mistaken source where it's of poor quality and you put out, in a sense, poor numbers at that point. Now, to go back to our favor for a moment, I could look at it from a couple of perspectives. I'll go back to our postal code. We also have the ability with all of these to place a comment as well. So once you've done information, I could actually add a comment if I wanted to. Once it's in here, I can post a comment if I want to put, I've looked at this is the right one, this is the asset you should be looking at, or no, you shouldn't be looking here, or I need a subject matter expert to go through with this. And then, of course, there's policies and processes and workflows that can be kicked off appropriately to manage this as needed.
Thank you, Mike. Our goal today was to share with you our industry-leading solution that empowers you to leverage the symbiotic relationship between data governance and data quality. In specific, what we hope you'll walk away with is how Precisely Solutions build trust in data enterprise-wide, with features like real-time user-defined data quality rules and metrics integrated directly with data governance. Today, we saw how natively integrated data quality from Precisely Trillium, but Data 360 Govern is actually data quality agnostic. We also hope you see how Precisely Solutions accurately measure business value with integrated data governance and data quality, with features like links from your critical data assets to KPIs and objectives that are important to your company, and visually connecting data relationships through our data lineage, process, and impact diagrams that you saw. We also showed you how Precisely Solutions foster collaboration for more robust and complete outcomes and insights, with features like our flexible meta model, our plain language searching, and a business-friendly glossary to engage subject matter experts across the organization to increase the accuracy, completeness, and context around critical decision makings. And finally, how Precisely Solutions create confidence and accountability in critical data, with features like our flexible workflow to request, monitor, and audit changes in critical data. I know we have some time for questions. What do we have?
Thanks, Sue, for that review. It looks like we have a few questions in the Q&A box. Can all of this work in the cloud?
Yes, and I can answer that question. Yeah, so the Data 360 Govern it works in the cloud. That is where we're storing all of the catalog. Now we're doing all of the data governance activities, and then the part where we have options to do it in the cloud or on-prem or even in a private cloud is a part of where the data quality gets evaluated. No, like, we can do that from the cloud, and we can do that as well from on-prem. No, and the decision is going to be based on what your needs are, what your requirements are. No, if you have a mandate where you cannot get data out into the cloud, then we will have to do it on-prem. And Mike, I know from your experience, no, if you can add to this to basically see what you have seen on the field.
Sure. Yeah, a lot of companies are moving towards the cloud, and they're trying to be an all cloud, and they have an all cloud mandate. But when it comes to certain data, a lot of times they get down the road and realize that they just have to keep it inside their firewall. They have to, for HIPAA or CCPA or GDPR, whatever the reason is, they can't really have the data in the cloud, and it makes it easier to control. So we find that for quality side of things, you definitely want that on-prem.
Great. So the next question reads, can business users create workflows easily?
Yeah, and I can take that question as well. Yeah, so one of the key components of data governance, or the key function of data governance, is to be able to execute workflows, not execute workflows to make sure that when certain actions need to be taken regarding the data that is being curated in the catalog, not the data that is being used by the organizations. No, it has to be, in a lot of cases, we need to trigger actions to have the data clean, or to have the data certified, not the metadata in this case. And for that, we have the workflow capabilities in Data 360, and all of these workflow capabilities are configured by a user. No? So like a user can define the different actions that have to be taken. They can define the workflows that will be triggered by those actions, and all of that is done through the UI. There is no code requirements. The user doesn't have to learn any programming language or code anything in the application. All is done with a drag and drop UI.
So our next question asks, can we also apply quality from big data sources?
Yeah, hi, this is Mike. I'll take this one. Yeah, definitely. We can run Trillium, and any other quality big data source information can come in. For example, in the Trillium case that we did during the demo, that can run in Hadoop or GCP or on Databricks, but for any other data quality source, of course, as well, it can be a big data source.
So can any number of users access the system? And what about based on role?
Yeah, so to the system, we don't have any physical limits on how many users can access the system. No, we typically, like a customer, typically we have hundreds of users that are what we call data consumers, no, that are basically browsing the catalogs. They're the data users that wants to understand the data, and also we have users that we call the contributors. These users can have different type of roles, like data owners, data stewards. So in that case, the application have different ways of assigning roles. No? So every time that new metadata is harvested, not that new data gets into the catalog, or let's say a business term or a process or a goal or an objective gets into the system can automatically assign that role, no, the responsibility to different users. And that is done, again, there is no code required by a user to program those rules. Those rules are actually configured by a user, you know, and it's all done through the UI as well.
And Franco, I'd like to add this, that for data quality, it tends to be one role that ends up being used at the technical business data steward. You see that there doesn't necessarily on the data quality side need to be a lot of role-based action there as opposed to in govern.
Great. So how about, can we load a customer operating model?
Yeah, so what we've seen in the demo, it is a meta model that Mike prepared for today's demo. No, it is one of our standard meta model, but that meta model can be configured again by a user without the requirement of services or coding. No, so that it can shape the solution can shape to the enterprise, and we don't force an enterprise to basically shape or change their processes, how they call things, not their nomenclature, to our solution. No? So customers can configure it to shape it to their own processes and procedures that they already have. And again, we also have predefined data models like accelerators, no, to help customers get up and running fast.
Okay, and this question, what if I have another data quality solution other than Trillium?
Yes, so the data quality, it can be acquired from third-party tools. No, so we have the Data 360 has a complete set of APIs, no, that allows to integrate with other tools. in our case, we showcase and we recommend using Trillium because it's very seamless integration. It is something that it will be up and running really quickly. But if someone already has invested in another data quality tool, we can integrate with that data quality tool through APIs. Our understanding is that our data quality tool offers the different APIs to be able to integrate with.
It looks like that's about all the questions we have.
So those were great questions. If there's any that we didn't get to, we'll try to make sure that we reach out to you directly. Let's go ahead and I want to make sure that we wrap this up with takeaways. And there's two main takeaways that we want you to walk away with. Number one, data governance is not the end goal. Delivering better business outcomes is the end goal. And that's what we're here to help you with. Secondly, data governance and data quality are symbiotic. They're intertwined on their journey to the journey of true data integrity. So in conclusion, we want to come back to the concept of data integrity. Data integrity is a journey. That's one thing that we hear loud and clear when we talk to our customers. Today, we talked about being able to discover, catalog, and clean your data and how that's critical, but the Precisely Data Integrity Suite is modular and delivers value at every step of the data integrity journey. Trusted data integration, verification through data quality and governance, location intelligence, and data enrichment capabilities can be deployed easily and seamlessly into your existing infrastructure. Here at Precisely, we'd love the opportunity to partner with you wherever your organization is on your journey to data integrity. Thank you again for all of you choosing to spend some time with us today. Have a great rest of your day.
Well, I would like to thank Sue, Michael, and Franco for taking the time to join our discussion and share their expertise with us. A quick reminder to our audience that the session was recorded. So if you missed any of this, maybe you were late, you'll receive a link via email to access the on-demand shortly after we conclude today. You'll also find the recording living on the DevOps website at devops.com/webinars. So quickly, we do have 4 $25 Amazon gift cards to give away. Our first winner is Andrew H. Our second winner is Cato A. Our third winner is Pragya B. And our fourth and final winner is Jose C. So congratulations to the 4 of you. Keep an eye on your inbox to claim that gift card. And if you don't receive an email, just check your spam folder. I would like to thank Precisely for sponsoring today's webinar. And of course, my final thanks goes to you, our audience. We really appreciate you being here with us for the entirety of today's presentation. Please take a moment to fill out our post-webinar survey, and we hope to see you at a future Techstrong Learning webinar. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.